Everyone, my name's Akea Brown, and I am here to talk to you all about Italy. As you can see, Italy is prone to 8 major disasters, droughts, floods, storms, wildfires, but Italy experiences 2 major disasters often, those being floods and earthquakes. However, though floods occur more often, Italy plans for earthquakes because they're more egregious to their infrastructure. They cause more human loss and economic loss. In their history, Italy has created the Civil Protection Agency in the 1800s. The military were their first responders. The prime minister delegated all actions. The funds were not given by the state, they were given by the people through donations and volunteerism. And the division of responsibilities were given by the prime minister and worked basically their pattern worked from a top down. In order for a disaster to be considered a disaster, it must have impacted roads, communication systems, and public unity. Italy's implementation pattern was divided after their decree. So Italy split up their department into 2 departments: the civil protection, which takes care of the natural disasters per se, like earthquakes, floods, fires, volcanoes, and cyclones. And then the civil defense department takes care of man-induced disasters like terrorism, biochemical attacks, oil spills, leaks, bomb threats. The Bassani Decree and the reform of the Title V decentralization just simply meant that the Civil Protection Department was no longer going to be the sole responsible persons for a disaster to occur. So basically, from the bottom up, the the state still remains responsible for directing, deliberating, and issuing orders. The regions were now responsible for preparing, forecasting, and risk prevention programs. The provinces actuated on a provincial level the activities of forecasting and risk prevention. They prepared the provincial emergency plans. And now the towns were now activated, not ever before, but now activated once this decree was passed. And they were now able to adopt the necessary measures and ensure that the first relief operations and organize the use of volunteers and municipal civil protection. The Italian civil protection expects the local authority to scope the disaster and assess the damages of the disaster. The mayor of the town is the responder on the scene and is responsible for allocating resources and supplies to victims. Beforehand, mayors should have organized emergency plans according to their geographic vulnerability to disasters. In addition, those very mayors need to plan if they live in mountainous communities versus living in coastal communities. Those are different emergency plans that need to be followed based on the civil protections guidelines. Similar to our FEMA, Italy has the Augustus system, and basically is when the towns and the local levels and the provinces and the state can no longer answer or respond. They lack the resources and the manpower. Then the civil protection activates the Augustus system, and that's when the volunteers and lay people are galvanized to come and help. And this doesn't happen often because that means that the civil protection will now have to delegate things from the top down. Opposite to its counterpart, the civil defense works from the top down always, depending on the severity of the disaster. The Civil Defense Department oversees chemical leaks or terrorism and basically anything man-induced. The Civil Protection and the Civil Protection Department are one and the same. Just that the latter was created in the early 1980s and just basically outlined the new found responsibilities after the decree that the Civil Protection Department are to focus on 4 things: forecasting, prevention, relief, and restoring normality. Within also this reformation just states that the Prime Minister is the only person that can declare the state a natural disaster. The Prime Minister wanted to go a step further to help mitigate natural disasters. So therefore he teamed up with he implemented the HIGO framework platform. Vision is to prevent disasters and mitigate their impact to the environment and minimize human loss, integrating disaster risk reduction into all the agendas pertaining to policy, administration, and the private sector. What I love about Italy is that they are very open to their citizens and tourists. They have on their website a preparedness guide in different languages you can access. And basically, it's just what to do, how to plan, who to find, just different things listed here in the table of contents that you can find in the preparedness guide. And I really like the transparency because it's really good to know who to contact if you are a tourist and if you are a citizen, what to do, where to go. The campaign was created by the Department of Homeland Security in the United States. The purpose of the national campaign is to offer an abundance of information to not only Americans, but to all citizens of the world. Furthermore, if you are a frequent traveler, it is important to know of the country's emergency management policies. Thanks again, guys. My name's Akara Brown, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you.